I'm actually really excited to share with you what I'm about to tell you today. So, yes, I talked to you guys before. We were looking for a house locally in our area. So we are a family of 15. We have 13 children that still live at home with us. So from Azariah, who is 1, all the way up to my daughter, who's 24, live at home with us currently. So we were looking for a house for our family. We went through this journey for about 7-8 months of trying to find a house. We were actually under contract 2 times for 2 different houses, and they both fell through. We got outbid. We got all the crazies going on. So we are in southern Maine right now. I know there's some confusion. People say, oh, you're closer to Boston. Well, we are closer to Boston because Boston is only an hour and a half from southern Maine where we're at. So you have to, like, to get to the doctors for Azariah, who has trisomy 18, his doctors are at Boston Children's, and to get there, we drive through New Hampshire and into Massachusetts to get there, but it's an hour and a half drive. But Boston traffic, who knows what? If we plan it correctly, most of the time it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours. It could go, if you were at like rush hour times, like it can get crazy, but it can get crazy like if you're living in Boston, trying to get out of Boston at those times as well. So, I had talked to and I had mentioned before about the possibility of us potentially moving someplace else, but lots of things have to like connect into place. So let's chat about that a little bit, and then I'll tell you a little bit more. So in order for us to move, the number one priority for our family is to be close to a children's hospital that was trisomy 18 friendly. And even if there's a hospital near you, even if there's a children's hospital near you, even if they say like trisomy 18 like on one of their pages, it doesn't mean that they know how to do surgeries on trisomy 18 children. Trisomy 18 children a lot of times have things kind of backwards in their systems. So like sometimes like arteries, like for Azariah, like his veins, in some places his veins are actually under an artery, which can be really tricky. And so things are kind of backwards sometimes. Some babies, they have like reversed, like their stomach might be on the opposite side and those types of things. Azariah does not. He does have a horseshoe shaped kidney. There are some issues later on. As you know, he's had a full heart surgery already. So I'm so thankful that he had that done at Boston Children's. That's actually like number 1 trisomy 18 in the country for heart surgery. Yeah, so we know the team, we know all the people, but it's expensive. It is quite expensive to live here. We lived in northern Maine, and my income was kind of just, we didn't really need my income. We did fine on my husband's income, no matter what it was. I mean, there was times that my husband's income was like, for a lot of years, we made like $40,000 a year, and we were totally fine on it because the cost of living up there is so affordable. And our mortgage for our house up there was like under $500 a month. Yeah, isn't that crazy? So we were able to like live a comfortable life on that income because of that. We moved down here, or before we even moved down here, we're like, oh my goodness, the prices of things are insane. As we're trying to navigate this, we're like, wow, I can't, like when we first moved into this place, I'm like, I can't believe that we're spending that much money on rent. It just seemed so crazy to me. So we really kind of need my husband's income and my income to make things flow appropriately in our household. Yeah. So thankfully we have been blessed. We have been here for a year next month. So we were in other places, but in February, the end of February. We actually moved in March 1st. We would be here a year. So we know that we can pay the bills and stuff that are here. Things are a lot more expensive here. Things like electricity is a lot more expensive here. My average like electrical bill in the wintertime, even in the wintertime, like with heaters and that type of stuff for all the animals, it's more expensive here just for basic like electricity than it was like to run the whole farm with all the electricity and stuff for the animals, by a lot. I've had an electric bill be like $650 for the month. Like right now, I don't know, I haven't like done the average, but I would say my average is probably about $300 a month for an electric bill. And for me up there, an electric bill, $300, that was a lot of money. So those things we have just had to navigate. Also, we don't have a wood stove here, so we're paying for all of our oil, for all of our heat. We don't want to like make it cool, like too cool in the house. We keep it at 68, and that's a comfortable temperature in an older house to keep it at, so that Azariah, like, he can't be like cold and whatever. Like, we have to kind of keep it consistent. So I'm trying to move my legs, and I didn't want you guys to wobble, bounce all over the place. Okay, so that's where we're at. My husband has a job that he could not transfer, but because he's in the company, he would get first dibs on a position. So say he works here, and say in Ohio, there's a job available. He can apply for that job available, and then he would go in for an interview and stuff just like everyone else. But they would look at him. They like to hire within the company first because they've gone through all this training. So my husband, when he first got the job, he actually left for 2 weeks, and then he came back, and then he needed to do, like, there's been times that he's had to leave for a couple weeks at a time in order to get more training so he could be like up to par with what they're actually going on. He's in a company that needs like constant training because they go from like internet, so now they're moving to fiber optics and all those things, so he needs like almost consistent training. And they also want people to kind of work their way up in the company a little bit, so they start you off here. So he's actually like gone up 5 levels to get to this other level. So anyhow, if we were almost a month later and I still have a tickly cough, so if we were to move to someplace else, he would need to apply at the someplace else, and then he would need to like go and get a job just like normal, like somebody normal, and then we would look for housing. So for us to look for housing is kind of pointless. That said, we did decide that if this house did not work out, this last house, the one that we were looking at, that we were so hopeful for, guys, so hopeful, that we were going to move out of, or that we were going to look at traveling and look in different areas for a potential move. So that's kind of like the update. So we're just kind of going it with it. We don't know what the Lord has planned for us. And maybe it's not that we're actually supposed to move. Maybe it's just the timing is off. And maybe the Lord just wants to allow us to have this opportunity to share with our kids part of the world. So United States. So we're going to go on a field trip, a big old field trip, vacation type thing with our family. I have it partially planned out, and you guys can help plan it out too. If you go over to our other channel, which is Large Family Adventures, I'm asking things in my posts, and you can answer the things in my post, and that's gonna help navigate this trip. So you can help choose where we actually go. Isn't that so cool? So anyway, we plan to go down to Tennessee. So We did find out Vanderbilt in Tennessee is very trisomy 18 friendly. Now, I want families and people that have trisomy 18 children to have actually had services at the hospitals so that we know that they are trisomy friendly. I also have a gentleman who actually navigates with all of the hospitals, and he has navigated with a couple of the hospitals, and so he knows the specific doctors' names. He knows people that are going to advocate for our precious children. So I want to be someplace like that. And if that means that we have to rent for however long we have to rent, then that's okay, because that's what we need. That's what we need for our children. It's really challenging too, because this is the first time that I have really enjoyed the community that all of us are starting to have. So we have a nice church family. We've also met with another church that we really like, and done some things with them. We also have lots of homeschool things that are options for us. They have lots of things, like right now, we're in like a homeschool swim thing. We're in homeschool choir. There's homeschool bowling. I just felt like I couldn't take on just another thing. But there's all these different homeschool events that we could become part of, which also becomes, oh, look, there's a homeschooled field trip over here, or this is open for homeschool days. So that's really exciting to me. It's really exciting to be able to have that. So you can help us with our adventure. So make sure you check that out, because I want to hear from you guys too. So the general plan is we are going to start from Maine, and we are going to travel down later this spring. We're going to travel down to Pennsylvania, and then we're going to travel down to Tennessee. We're looking at like Gatlinburg area there. So if you know cool places, make sure you head over there and like put that on my channel. I'm going to be putting a little snippet too over on that channel. And then I'm asking questions all the time so we can plan out this trip. So we're going to be looking for things to do along that route there. And then we're going to be going over to Mammoth Caves. Super excited about that. And then we're going to be going up to the Ark. Yes, the Ark. I'm so excited. We wanted to go so long to the Ark. And then we're going to go to the Creation Museum, and then we're probably going to head back. And we don't know what we want to do on the way back. Maybe we'll hit Gettysburg. We already did like Niagara Falls. That would be another way that we could come back. We already did Niagara Falls, so we don't know if we want to do that again. Or we could do like Gettysburg, or we could do Lancaster. So I do have a budget for all this, guys. But I am super good at finding things affordable. So I think what we're trying to do is keep it as low cost as possible. We were thinking about camping this whole time at campgrounds. So basically I was looking and finding prices. But if I booked our general areas that we're going to go, I was able to find some great prices. I found, because we have to book like 3 hotel rooms, I think I found like 3 hotel rooms in one of the places for like $350, which would be less than if I booked a campground. So I think we're going to go ahead, and then like I booked a house a couple times. So yeah, so I booked the general areas, but I want things to do all along the path. Learning opportunities. We're looking more for things that you can like get out into, not things that you're going to be sitting and doing. Now, this is our fun trip, but in the back of my mind, I also am thinking, and we're kind of stopping within areas of those bigger hospitals that we're thinking, getting information about the area, that type of stuff. So we're looking at Vanderbilt and Nashville, and then we're looking at Cincinnati, Ohio, and we could even look at, not quite sure like how we're going to go up there or not, but even northern Ohio into like Motts, Michigan, like Ann Arbor, Michigan, that area. So I'm going to try to be getting information and just seeing what the areas look like in themselves. So Are we going to be moving? Not specifically right now. We're keeping our eyes open. We're seeing what the Lord has planned for our family. And then maybe it's not even for us to move. Maybe we're not feeling led this way for this reason. Maybe it's just that we need to wait a little bit for a house. Maybe it's that we need to spend a couple years traveling. You know, when my son who passed away first was diagnosed with his condition, we kind of talked about like, let's get an RV and just travel the country. And so we want to just go do things with our kids because they grow up so fast, guys. They grow up so fast. And I think in my brain and a lot of people's brains, if you're like me, you're thinking like, how the heck can they afford that, right? Like, how can normal people afford to travel? It's by making intentional decisions. It's by, you guys see my grocery hauls. You see how little money I'm spending at my grocery hauls, right? And so that's one way that I'm saving money. You see me buying at thrift stores. A lot of people are like, I can't buy at thrift stores. That doesn't work for me. I need to buy this. Okay, well, that's a decision that you make, but that decision means that you have to give someplace else. And for us, that's in travel. It might be that like you spend lots of money on extra sports activities. It might be that you spend extra money on eating out or whatever it is. Sometimes you can scale those things back so you can do things that you really want to do. And once you're able to do that, now for me, like I said, our income, like my income is needed, but that also keeps my brain into the fact of, okay, how can I make additional money? YouTube is very weird. I have the same amount of subscribers last month as I have this month. I probably have more this month. And I'm going to make probably 1/3 of what I made in December in January. It's just odd. It's the way the pricing goes for ads. It's just interesting the way it works. So that's the not so secret. We are going to try to do that. Now, how much, I'm curious, write down in the comments below how much you spend on vacation. If you take vacations, how much you spend in a year. And if you take a vacation every year, we never did for tons of years. We did not actually take a vacation. We couldn't take a vacation, or we felt like we couldn't take a vacation because we had a child who was in a wheelchair. So we did make a wish when he was 13, and we didn't take a vacation that whole time until he passed away. Actually, no, the year he passed away, because then we bought the camper and we're able to go on a couple of things with him with the camper. And since then, it's just like, I want to take my kids and show them the world. And it's not even that, it's I want them to also be able to be interactive with me without the stress of like life. And so being able just to like sit there as they play or to like hike together or experience something new together. If you've never done that, it is so precious, guys. So precious. It's so worth saving money so that you can do that. So anyway, I hope this video blessed you. I hope that you enjoy our upcoming thing. I hope that you become part of it, because you guys are all over the country. I want to hear all the cool places that you think that we should go. So make sure you hop on over to Large Family Adventures and write that down in the description box on the post that I'm posting for, so that you can help us make our journey. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting things out there, and then you guys are going to vote this or this, and my kids are going to vote this or this, and then we're going to decide like together. So me and the kids are going to like narrow it down to like 2 things, and then you guys can choose of the 2 things. So pretty cool. That's how we're going to do our journey throughout. So yeah, you guys get to be part of it. So cool. I can't wait to see what you guys choose. Come check us out over there.